All right, you lot, you know what we're here to do.
Mm-hmm.
It's a mini-sode, or a quickie.
It's a quickie. It's
Ghosts
time
of
for one.
Boyfriend's Past as a stories-driven mini-sode. Thank you for joining us. Tom Harris, I should go by. There's a famous author, Thomas Harris.
There's a famous author, Elizabeth Best.
There we go. It's Kismet and
it's me. No, it's not me. There is actually she's not super famous, but I'm starting to overtake her in some of the Google searches now that I do incognito, so I know it's not taking my browsing preferences into. But yes, she did write a book, and I have yet to write a book.
Thomas Harris wrote the Red Dragon and Hannibal Lecter books, so he's quite
mine
quite
isn't
bigger.
that famous.
Anyway, what are we here to do? Stories about love, dating, romance, marriage, divorce gone by. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. God, it beats my little heart to have you along. Elizabeth, I'm going to open up with a little news article here, if you'll indulge me.
I shall.
Now, a Chinese startup has invented a long-distance kissing machine.
No, absolutely not. Fuck that right
Now,
off.
we've always tried to fix long-distance dating on this here podcast.
Sucking face with silicone is not it.
That transmits users' kiss data collected through motion sensors hidden in silicone lips, which simultaneously move when replaying kisses received. So it's moi, M-U-A, named after the sound people commonly make when blowing a kiss. Also captures and replays sounds and warms up slightly during kissing, making the experience. So what it is, there is a visual element.
It's a germ factory.
It's a wee mouth that attaches to the bottom of your phone.
No.
And you hold the phone up to your face and you make out with the lips.
Is
and
the camera on so that if
and
you
the
open your eyes in the middle, you can see your weird,
that's right.
awkward ass face of the person that's kissing their fucking phone?
And your little boo on the other side of the world has their silicone lips attached to their phone, and as you manipulate it with your mouth, thusly on the other side of the world, is this a solution to long distance?
No, because how do you know 100% that it's your person on the other end of the lips? You could be having a non-consensual digital kiss with somebody. You don't know.
If you think that people are only going to use these on their mouths,
yes,
I have a bridge to sell you,
yeah,
because it's genitals 101 for that one. But yes, I think this is silly.
Absolutely not.
No, it's a nice touch. I think it came from COVID when everyone was locked down, and the person who invented it couldn't see their person. So I understand it's nice to the point.
When there's a pandemic, maybe.
But it's we'll attach it in show notes, readers. I'll try and get photos for you.
I just feel like what happens if it learns stuff? Like, I don't want AI lips doing. I don't know.
Starts nagging you from across
telling me to
from
do
the other
things
side of the world.
But like seriously though, if you had the Revenge of the Nerds style, like impersonating, hold on, show me.
There's there's a
this
photo.
This looks like an asthma inhaler with lips where you're normally suck. Does it not? Zane's like, no, thank you.
Yes.
No,
not superb.
And
this
if,
idea.
and if they've got a different, like, what if that's quite a full lipped mouth? Like, what if your partner has thin lips? This is not going to feel the same. And yeah, the absolute space that there would be for someone to be like, I'm going to get on your phone and pass your girlfriend. Notice how I did a guy's voice when I did that.
And a spectacular impression of most men that we know. So yes, that's the moi. Thoughts and concerns in the.
Would you use it? Would you, readers at home? Would you use the moi in any way, shape, or form at all? Ever.
I think there's a certain scientific curiosity where I think I would once, and then go, this is the stupidest fucking thing.
Yeah, because does it secrete moisture or is it dry?
I think it's BYO moisture.
Yeah, I don't want to be kissing no dry silicone, and I also don't want it to be wet. I want neither of those things.
Yeah, you've got to supply the moisture. It's not a romantic mishmash of two or three, 4 people.
No, 4 people, Pashes. What are you doing with your sex life, Tom?
Well,
all right.
Those files are redacted.
I've got one that I found on Reddit for you. I worked as a wedding decorator for 5 years, and while this is not my... Okay, I just need to say, I didn't find this on Reddit. A friend of mine sent it to me. So, Sim, I know you're listening. I'm not taking credit for your story. I realized a sentence in that I probably should give you credit. Love you. I worked as a wedding decorator for 5 years, and while this is not my own wedding, it's still pretty bad. 2 years ago, we did the decor for a really pretty ceremony, and halfway through the day, we found out that it was a surprise wedding. Basically, they were not engaged, but the bride planned the whole thing, and the groom just showed up at the golf course thinking he was playing a regular round of golf. Nope. He walked into his own wedding, saw her standing at the altar, and pieced the fuck out. As he should have. Now, I've also seen weddings where fist fights break out and we've had to call the cops. There was another one where one of the guests was smoking inside. And caused a fire, causing the entire wedding to evacuate into the waiting parking lot. Those and countless glasses of wine spilled on wedding dresses. That happens a lot.
Yes, I understand that at weddings, occasionally a glass of wine will end up on a wedding dress. But
or something's going to be set on fire.
Back up a bit. So this bloke, they weren't engaged, is the line you said.
Yes.
No engagement.
No.
Rock up to golf day out.
Yep.
Into your wedding.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Even
what
in
would
the
you
most...
Of course you would turn and leave.
Even if this was like... for a previous episode, romantic Hallmark Christmas land, I would still run the fuck away from that.
Insanity.
The amount of manipulation that has to come from someone withholding, like the fact that you feel like you have to surprise someone with a wedding is a fairly big indicator that you shouldn't be together. Like if you have to surprise them and they're not fuck yesing, that's a definite no.
Yeah,
you shouldn't have to spring lifelong commitment on someone.
So yeah, this man that I'm dating will wake up this morning not married, and he will go to sleep married, and there was no agreement, there was no oh my god.
No, yeah. I know.
Insane.
No,
Stamp
insane.
it. We need an insane law.
That's
We've got
fucked button.
That's fucked. Oh dear. I'll try and rescue us a bit with a little cute story.
Okay, well let's finish on the cute one then.
So way back in 1980, I was working in South Florida. A guy I worked with was retiring soon and had purchased a vacation cabin in northern Georgia. He showed me a picture of the cabin, and posing in front was a dark-haired beauty who he identified as his daughter. I remarked she was very attractive. Fast forward a few weeks and he tells me that the daughter had just broken up with her boyfriend, was in the dumps, and asked if I wanted to ask her out. We went on a blind date. We went on a blind date. We're married 2 years later. And now we have 3 grown children and planning where to go for our 37th anniversary.
Okay, look. It worked out in this instance.
I agree. I totally agree. But
if one of my parents went to some rando man at work and said, hey, my daughter's a bit sad because she got dumped, can you date her? I'd probably be pretty fucking mad.
You don't want you don't want your parents doing matchmaking for you?
I wouldn't mind them doing matchmaking, but not immediately after I've been dumped. What I need is not a new man to ruin my life. What I need is time, space, and fucking therapy.
Maybe she bounced back, quickly. You never know with these things. But yes, 37 years out of one innocuous little comment.
Also, it's the 80s, so it's appropriate to be like, hey, your daughter's hot when someone shows them a photo of the daughter.
Yeah, sure.
If you did that in a workplace today, you'd be written up to HR.
Yeah, the line here was, I remarked she was very attractive, but no one's remarking.
No one's remarking in 2023. I remarked.
Yes, your daughter is very attractive.
Pip, rah, rah. She's a hottie. No.
Good. That's good fun. Thank you for joining us on this.
I feel like this has been quite a quick quickie. Has this been a quick quickie or regular? No, it's standard. We're just talking
standard
fast.
Quickie.
It's just a standard quickie, guys. Nothing to get too excited about.
But you know the drill. Pass this podcast on to someone else, someone you know isn't listening to us, and someone you know will get something out of it. Someone will benefit.
If you've learned anything from this podcast, pay it forward and teach that lesson to someone else.
But a slight plead. Please rate and review the show. That helps us more. It's just a nice thing to do, and it's just 1 minute of your whole life.
And also,
1 minute.
We're taking a break right now so that we can find some great new guests for you. So if you've ever thought about writing in, or you know a friend who just tells you the best fucking stories over drinks, tell them to write to ghostsofboyfriendspast@gmail.com or that'snotcanon.com/ghostsofboyfriendspast. They've got a nice form to fill out that's super easy. come and be a guest. We'd love to have you. We'd love to teach other people the lessons that you have taught us with your stories. Until then, rate, review, subscribe. We love you.